Hello, this is Kambiz Nafisi, meditation master and spiritual guide. Today I'll be teaching you the deepest secret to attaining lasting peace. The secret is this: your chattering mind is just made up of thoughts. You don't have an internal organ, such as the brain, that creates thoughts. Thoughts come from an energy field called the mind. The mind is just made up of, let's say, up to 60,000 thought bubbles per day. Most of these thought units have nothing to do with the present moment. Most of them will not help you with the task at hand. You have purposeful thoughts that you use while you're working on a project, but haphazard thinking, up to 60,000 thoughts per waking day, most of them are just random thoughts. Most of them are conditioned and habitual, meaning people have actual habits, a comfort zone of repetitive, predictable thoughts. Those thoughts put together create what we call the mind. And here's the secret I want to share with you. If you notice that you're having a thought and you follow that thought to its source, if you become curious about where a thought came from, and you start following that thought to see where it rose from, suddenly several things go poof and disappear. First of all, if you follow the thought itself to see where was the source of that thought, the thought will just disappear. Secondly, as the thought disappears, your mind disappears, because mind is just a collection of thoughts. As the mind disappears, then your whole ego, that self that you identify with your first name, last name, passport, social security number, my life story, all of that just goes poof. So the question is, what are you left with? If you follow a thought and the thought goes poof, and then the mind goes poof, and your whole ego, life story, all of the conditioned thinking and beliefs just go poof, what are you left with? You're left with lasting peace, centeredness, clarity of mind. That mind that is left after your chattering mind goes away is called pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is your true being. It is your nature. It is the heartbeat behind your heartbeat. It is the breath behind the breath. It is who you are right now as you're following the breath in and out, as you're living in the present moment. There is no way you can lose your authentic self. The only way you can feel insecure, fearful, anxious is if you start believing these 60,000 thoughts per day, if you start identifying with impermanent passing thoughts, then you're going to have wild mood swings, because your emotions come from your thoughts. If these thoughts are impermanent, non-lasting thoughts, then they're going to create impermanent, non-lasting, unpredictable emotions. So then we get on this roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down, and the first thing that goes is your sense of centeredness. My promise to you: get up tomorrow, keep a bit of a watchful eye on your mind. As soon as you get a thought, especially an unpleasant thought, follow that thought. Say to yourself, I wonder what is the source of this thought? Where did it come from? It's almost like you're an undersea diver and you start following this fish. And you want to follow the fish and see which cave it came out of. And if you try to hold the fish in your hands or swim into the cave where the fish came from, everything just goes poof. In other words, your mind doesn't exist if you look at it. Your thoughts just blip out of existence if you start following them. If you try to hold a thought, if you try to grasp a thought, keep it on the palm of your hand, you see that it just goes poof, goes out of existence. So the only thing that remains after all of that stuff disappears is your true, calm, centered notion. God bless you. I will join you for the next talk.